Hey guys, what's going on? Adam Snyder here with Homemade Entrepreneur. So today I want to talk to you guys about some of the mistakes that I made when I first started my private label websites. And these are things I talked about, in other videos. I don't dive very deep into it because I know a lot of you guys are, you're either just now starting a website, you haven't got into private label yet, or you're over here and you're doing all online arbitrage, retail arbitrage, thrifting, and so it's just a big mix. And so I wanted to shoot this video because I think it's very important, because I made some crucial mistakes that I think cost me a decent amount of money, and especially over time as I grew my website business and I grew my private label business as well. They both collided, and once that happens, you see a large a huge increase in business. You're making more money, everything's going good, but there are some mistakes I made. I want to explain those to you right now. Okay, so what was one of the first mistakes I made? The first mistake, and probably the biggest mistake that I ever made, was that I only promoted that one single private label product on my website. So like, I have many private label products that are over in the kitchen, cooking, that field, that category, and I have multiple websites talking about different recipes, how to do things, different products you should be buying. And some of them are specialty websites. They're small niche websites talking about just particular spatulas or whatever. And then another one is just about recipes, how to make breakfast recipes, how to make lunch stuff, how to do recipes under $5, just a bunch of things like that. And what I was doing, anytime I would promote a product, it would be my own product, which was great. Every time somebody clicked that link, they were going over to see my product. And what I noticed was that I was writing about, when I say I was writing, the majority of times I have somebody else write the articles for me. But so in the very beginning, what was happening was I was either writing the article or I was having somebody else write the article for me, and it was based on just that item I'm planning on selling. So let's say I'm talking about a spatula, some kitchen utensil. If I was talking about that spatula, I'd be writing an article based around that item, that spatula. How am I going to sell this? How am I going to implement my link into this article? What am I going to do? And so what I noticed was, even though I could be getting more and more traffic, I wasn't writing on how to use this cooking pan, or how to use this oven mitt or oven glove. I wasn't writing about those things because I didn't have those products. So why would I write about it? What I noticed and what I started to figure out was I was losing a lot of money because I was not promoting more than just my own product. Now what I do is I'll promote my product. My product is probably promoted 40% of the time, and Amazon's products through the Amazon affiliate, because I am an Amazon affiliate, I'll put my affiliate link and send traffic over to Amazon through that, and I'll send them to different products that I don't even own, but I still get a small percentage of the sale if it does sell. So I end up getting thousands and thousands of clicks through my links. And if somebody buys, let's say they bought a new refrigerator, and I just sent them over to buy this $9 item, instead of making 30 cents, they buy a refrigerator, I'm making 50, 60 bucks. So it really just depends on what you're promoting, and the more stuff you promote, the more clicks you're going to get. The more clicks you get, the higher chance you're going to sell stuff, and the more money you're going to make. So that is the number one mistake that I made when I first started my private label websites, was I was promoting only my private label products. I was not promoting other people's products, which cost me probably a good amount of money. I don't know exactly how much it cost me, and I don't like to think about it because it kind of does hurt when you lose money because you're trying to over promote your own product. So that's number one. Number two, the second biggest mistake that I made in my private label website and private label product collaboration, or whatever you call it, is that I didn't do many guest posts on other sites. And the reason why this is a big deal is because when you start to build up a site, you get very little traffic. And so in the very beginning, what I was doing, I was just doing, a little bit of link building. It was all organic searches that were coming to me. And the mistake that I made was I was going after a couple harder keywords. If I would have just got these links 6 months or a year earlier, I'd been making a lot more money. And it all comes down to that. You make more money, you make more sales, you just, better business. And I missed that. I missed the opportunity because I didn't feel like I needed to reach out to all these, smaller sites or a couple, decent sites now. I didn't feel like I needed to reach out to them because I was thinking, if I just keep doing what I'm doing, if I just keep creating a new product, and so I had all these products, in the works, and all these websites being, designed, being developed in the meantime, it was like if I just keep doing that, after a while I'll just have so many sites, it won't even matter if I have, if one site isn't making, 5 sales a day. No big deal. It is a big deal, especially if you have, 10, 20, 50, or even 100 sites, 5 sales a day. So that's 500 sales you're missing out on a day. That's big. That is big. You will lose a lot of money if you can't convert on that. So that's my number 2 mistake. Number 3, this third mistake, it's more along the line of the product, not really the website. But I wanted to explain this to you. What I was doing, I was branding my website. I was not branding the product to go with my website. So what I was doing, let's say it's homemade entrepreneur, ball. So this is, I don't know what it is. It's one of those like curvy things. Anyway, this thing, I think you get like 2-pack for $10 at Walmart. Anyway, besides the point. This thing, it's the swerve ball. There it is. You can kind of see it. Probably not. There you go. See it? Anyway, this is called the swerve ball. So let's say I was selling these, and my website was not swerve ball. My website was homemadeentrepreneurs.com, and I was selling these. This was my main product. That's not really gonna work. What I was doing was I was thinking, oh, I have this site based on recipes. I could easily just sell recipe books. I could sell, a bunch of ebooks. I could sell whatever. I wasn't branding my stuff together. It was, homemadeentrepreneurs.com over here, and, the swerve ball over here. It's like, I need to figure out a way to get these to work together. That is where I started actually creating a brand. And I have the parent company. I have just a bunch of companies underneath it that are selling different products, but they're based on, the parent company's vision, and every single other small company or small, different product is just a variation of it. So I think that makes sense. Hopefully you understand what I'm trying to say. But that was a big mistake. That was something I didn't do in the very beginning because I thought I didn't need to brand stuff. Branding's for big billion-dollar companies. No, branding is for the little guys too. As my YouTube channel grows, Homemade Entrepreneur brand grows. It's a brand. Homemade Entrepreneur, it's a brand. It grows. Same thing, the swerve ball. It started out as maybe just the ball. Then they branded it swerve ball, and now it is whatever it is now. I don't know what kind of sales they reach now, but they're probably doing fairly well. So my 4th mistake that I made, now I want to jump over to the website part, was that I was actually selling these products both locally through a different, I was selling some of these products because I didn't want to send them in right away. So what I was doing was I was selling some of these products on my own site for the exact same amount that Amazon was charging, and I just wouldn't pay any fees, any commissions to Amazon because they weren't the ones that were affiliating or doing any of the sale. They didn't do the listing. It was not on their site. It had nothing to do with them. So I was selling it both on my own site and I was selling it on Amazon. The reason this was a mistake, and the reason it took me a little bit to figure this out, was that I was making more money per sale, but my conversion rate was horrible. So instead of sending the traffic just to Amazon, be like, hey Amazon, you deal with it. I'm gonna send you all the products. You just deal with it. No, I decided I wasn't going to do that in the beginning. I was going to see exactly how this was going to work. I was going to see if I could make a little bit more money. At that time, I did have multiple employees, so it didn't matter. You know, if one item sold, great. I'd have my employee, you know, package this thing up, ship it off. No big deal. But then I realized my conversion rate was horrible. I think my conversion rate at the best it was, I think it was like right around 0.8%. And the reason I believe it was so low is my website was not an authority. It didn't have any reputation. I didn't have a huge Facebook, you know, fan page. I didn't have any of this stuff. My brand wasn't recognizable. The shopping cart that I was using was kind of poorly done, and it was one of the free shopping carts that was out at the time. So I decided to use that, see what would happen. And I noticed that a lot of people would get into a shopping cart, and when it would come time, I think it was, they'd put in their information when it would come time to click the button to authorize the payment. Most people wouldn't do that. They'd put in all their information, scroll down the bottom of the page, right before they'd click submit order. They would not click that button. Their information, so the way you know I know this is because I'd have a heat graph or heat chart, whatever, heat map on the page, and a lot of people spend a lot of time filling in the information. And I'd see that that's where the majority of the time was spent, but as soon as it scrolled down, it was like is within like 15 seconds, maybe like that, everyone would click off the page. Okay, not everyone. I did have, you know, some conversions, but that was a huge mistake. That was something that I didn't realize in the very beginning, and I didn't realize it because I wasn't looking at it. I wasn't spending my time controlling the website, managing it, you know, trying to perfect this process. I was in the whole thing, the whole mindset of let's build all these websites, get all these new products in. Let's just see what happens. You know, now looking back on it, I would make some changes. You know, that's why I'm telling you the mistakes I made. One thing that I wouldn't make, one thing that was not a mistake, if I can spit it out, was I spent the time, I was still working the business. I was still getting products, creating new websites, getting my team to, you know, start doing everything. I was still doing all that. So in the end, you know, now it's like, you know, really, was it a mistake? Maybe. I know I lost money. I didn't lose money, I lost sales. I didn't lose any money because my products are still selling. The websites are still doing well. They're still getting affiliate sales. It's going good. But I could have made more money. The whole point of this video was I could have made more money. And when you sit back and think about, you know, a year from now, you know, maybe you're doing retail arbitrage or thrifting, or, you know, maybe you're doing affiliate marketing, whatever. In a year from now, I guarantee you're going to sit back. Maybe it will be in a month or 6 months or whenever, you know, 10 years. You're going to sit back and think, you know, could I have made more money? What could I have done? You know, what did I do that didn't really benefit my business? You know, was I really being proactive? You know, could I have done more? Could I have hired somebody? And there are all these, you know, could haves. But just know what you could have done, you'll never know. What you should have done is what you did. You are where you are right now because of stuff that you should have done, and you did it. So pat yourself on the back for that. Just watching this video, I don't know, probably give you some ideas as to where your business is right now, how you can improve it, and, you know, sit back, spend, you know, next 5-10 minutes. And I do this every night. I'll actually you know, create a list of all the stuff that went right during the day, and I'll create a list of the stuff that I need to do tomorrow. And it's something I do every single night, and it only takes me a few minutes now. But in the very beginning, I was like, what do I write? You know, should I write that down? No, I'll remember that. Next day, you don't remember anything, honestly. You know, we say, well, you know, I know for me personally, I will push stuff off if I can. But if I don't write it down, I'll just forget about it. I got so much other stuff going on. But just spend 5 or 10 minutes, sit down, think about where's your business right now, where do you want to be, and what things can you adjust, could you change to make those things happen. If they are fairly simple, go ahead and do it. Okay, so if you guys have any questions on, like, where I started, where I am now, you know, the process behind it, you know, just needing somebody to help get you going, whether it's with a website, with private label, with retail arbitrage, any questions like that, send me an email, homemade-entrepreneur@gmail.com, or just like my page over on Facebook, send me a message there as well. And yeah, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll see you guys on the next video.